The news hit like a thunderclap. Amazon, the symbol of American innovation, was leaving the United States. The company, once a Seattle garage startup, announced it would relocate its global headquarters abroad. This wasn't just a new office, it was a seismic break from its American roots. The press release cited a search for stability and a more predictable regulatory environment. But for Americans, it felt like betrayal, a rejection of the people who fueled Amazon's rise. Amazon had been the ultimate American success story, its blue vans a fixture in daily life. Now, the nation was forced to question its own direction. If Amazon was leaving, what did that say about America's future? The move was unprecedented, both in scale and symbolism. It was more than a business decision, it was a cultural turning point. Shock quickly gave way to anxiety and speculation about the millions whose lives were tied to Amazon. The era of Amazon as an American icon had ended, leaving a void and a sense of loss. Wall Street reacted instantly. Futures plunged and Amazon stock nosedived before the opening bell. The panic spread beyond tech, hitting logistics, real estate and suppliers nationwide. Investors feared a domino effect. If Amazon could leave, who was next? The sell-off erased billions in minutes, signaling a vote of no confidence in America's stability. News outlets dubbed it A-Day, and social media exploded with #Amazon Exodus. For workers and small businesses, the uncertainty was immediate and personal. Lawmakers scrambled to assign blame, deepening political divides. The event became another front in America's culture war. Amid the chaos, the real question, how to restore confidence, was lost. For ordinary Americans, it was a helpless moment watching powerful forces reshape their world. The consequences of Amazon's exit rippled far beyond the markets. Amazon's follow-up statement laid out its reasons. Trade wars and political hostility had made the U.S. untenable. Escalating tariffs disrupted Amazon's global supply chain, making long-term planning impossible. The company cited relentless government attacks and unpredictable regulations as existential threats. Amazon's business depends on stability, something it no longer found in America. The move was framed as a search for a predictable legal system and a welcoming environment. Capital, Amazon warned, flows where it's treated best. The decision was a stark calculation. America was no longer the safest place to anchor a global empire. For Seattle, Amazon's departure was a municipal catastrophe. The city's economy, real estate, and identity had been transformed by Amazon's presence. Now, expansion plans froze, and a phased relocation loomed. Tens of thousands of high-wage jobs, and the local businesses they supported, were at risk. The real estate market teetered on collapse, and city budgets faced massive shortfalls. Seattle's status as a global tech hub was suddenly in question. The skyline, once a symbol of growth, became a monument to lost opportunity. Anxiety replaced civic pride as the city faced an uncertain future. The pain spread beyond Seattle. Other communities tied to Amazon braced for fallout. Projects like HQ2 in Virginia evaporated overnight. Even as Amazon promised to maintain some U.S. operations, the shadow of its exit loomed large. The feud between President Trump and Jeff Bezos was no secret. Trump's public attacks and regulatory threats created a climate of open hostility. Tariffs and antitrust investigations became weapons in a personal and political battle. For Amazon, the relentless pressure turned into a material business risk. The decision to leave was the dramatic conclusion to a bitter confrontation. Amazon could no longer operate under a hostile head of state. Amazon's exit is a warning shot for America's tech sector. The U.S. was once the undisputed leader in innovation, but Amazon's move shattered that image. Other tech giants now reconsider their own risks in an unpredictable environment. The idea of relocating is no longer unthinkable. It's a strategic option. A tech exodus could drain capital, talent, and innovation from the U.S. The consequences would be catastrophic: lost jobs, diminished influence, and a fading standard of living. Amazon's departure may be remembered as the first crack in America's tech supremacy. The lesson is clear: political hostility has real economic costs. For businesses, it's a call to diversify risk. For workers, a reminder that prosperity isn't guaranteed. The Amazon exodus is a wake-up call. Will America remain a place where great companies are born and choose to stay? The future of American innovation hangs in the balance.